I think the first section of the Colorado BDR is very underrated, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, it just wasn't wet. Muddy underneath.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. I am about 3/4 of the way through section 1 of the Colorado BDR, and it has really surprised me. Partly because I have spoken to a number of people over the past, oh man, even 3 or 4 years, that when I talked to them about doing the Colorado BDR, almost without fail, almost all of them said, don't bother doing section 1, skip it. Move on to section 2, that's the best section, and then do the rest. So I kept hearing that over and over and over again, and I was wondering, what is it about section 1 that nobody likes? And I think I kind of understand what that is, but I don't think it's a reason not to do section 1. So what I found is riding today, this is the 3rd of August, so still like middle of summer. It was hot. I rode through the first part of section 1, and I hit it around 1 in the afternoon, and it was incredibly hot. It was like 97, 98 degrees. But I like riding in those temperatures. I like a little bit of suffering with my riding, and I know that's not for everybody. But what I also like is I like desert riding. I like seeing different desert landscapes. The landscape of the southwest part of Colorado shocked me. I had no idea it was so deserty. The heat I was expecting, but the desert I didn't. So I thought it was a really good experience. Maybe not a pleasant one because of the heat, but a good experience overall. And yes, it's on pavement. You're not in the dirt. You're not hitting gravel roads and Jeep trails and things like that. But my experience with the BDRs is it's a little bit of everything. And getting a chance to see different terrain and ride in different areas, to me, it was totally worth it. So, yeah, it's the first section. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, but it's deserty and it's kind of cool. And then once you get out of Cortez and Dolores, it doesn't take long before you get on to some dirt roads. Now, I am terrible at navigation. I am always missing my turns. I get going with the flow of whatever road I'm on, and inevitably I missed a bunch of turns today. It was actually for the good because of the number of turns that I missed and having to go back. I missed all of the heavy rains. The roads were muddy when I got there, but I didn't get rained on, which was great.
Oh, it just wasn't wet. Muddy underneath.
So keep that in mind. If you're going to ride around here in the summer, check the forecast, but don't let the forecast scare you. It called for rain, is calling for rain tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. Here it's going to be afternoon thunderstorms. Just watch for them if you need to. Set up camp early or consider getting a hotel if it's going to be too much. Just remember the roads get really, really muddy out here, and it can be challenging to ride those. I got into a few areas that got a bit sketchy, so I had to slow way down, but not a big deal.
Well, that was fun. I would not want to go back up that.
Now, the other thing is with the first part of this Colorado BDR Section 1 is when it peels off of that first paved road and hits it's like a power line dirt road. That was a lot of fun, and then it stays up on that power line dirt road for quite some time and then drops you back to the pavement. And what I wasn't expecting is just how steep some of those sections were, because not many people ride section 1, they skip it, so there's not a lot of video out there. So there was some really slippery, loose rock, steep downhills. Now I know the video is not likely going to show just how steep it is, but it was steep. And because it had just rained, it made it a little bit tricky because the rocks were sliding underneath me as opposed to tumbling or grabbing another rock. But I took my time. It's the first time riding the Aprilia Tuareg and some of that more challenging stuff. You know, I know some of you have ridden that, you're not gonna think it's challenging, but I'm out here riding by myself. I take things very, very slow. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. And if anything happens at slow speed, I'm less likely to hurt myself. So you'll see that I was moving very, very slow. And then, yeah, just getting back on one of the main forest roads, cruising through there. There was a camp at Groundhog Lake, some cabins there that looked pretty cool. I wish I was fishing. There was fish hitting the surface. That looked pretty awesome as well. And then, yeah, I just came out here. I think I'm on Black Mesa and found a little campground that worked out perfect. Earlier, I had a deer walk into my campground, my campsite, not knowing I was here. So that was super cool. And it looks like the rain has passed for the night, and hopefully with a little luck, we'll have some stars. So really the whole point of this is don't sleep on Section 1 of the Colorado BDR. If you're gonna do the BDR, why not just go ahead and do Section 1? And maybe the night before stay in Cortez or Dolores, and then buzz down to Four Corners. If you wanna go there, you can go there. I didn't, but you could start there. And then if you do it early in the morning, it won't be as hot, and you can knock out that section and know that you fully completed the Colorado BDR. Now, if you don't want to go do that pavement section, I do really recommend start at Cortez or Dolores and go from there, and then hit all these sections through here. I think it's worth it. There's plenty of dirt riding. There's some sketchy sections that'll get you puckered up a little bit.
That was a little puckery.
And maybe challenge your riding skills depending on how good a rider you are. So yeah, anyway, this is just a short video on getting out and riding Section 1 of the Colorado BDR. Now, I hope you're out doing some riding this summer, maybe even riding some BDRs. Hey, I just need to make one more note talking about the Colorado BDR sections that I rode, and that is the BDR Foundation. They have the slogan "Ride Right," and I can't emphasize that enough. There was at least 2 different times riding on these sections that I nearly got hit by a van and the side-by-sides. They were cutting the corners on the dirt roads, and if I wasn't riding right, I would have been hit. The side-by-sides go ridiculously fast on those dirt roads, and this van was in some hurry. I don't know what was going on, but was completely not paying attention. And if I had been going a little bit faster, I likely would have hit him. So keep that in mind. Remember, riding a BDR is not a race. You have nothing to prove. Nobody cares how fast you get through it. And the other reason I say that is when I was riding those sections, I saw on several very heavily graveled corners where I could see motorcycle tracks had gone off the road, where you could see they had locked up their tires and they had just gone off the road. Hopefully they were okay, but there's no need to race. Take your time, just get to the end, enjoy it. Anyway, just a little note from my experience riding it. And remember, you can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. So don't pass up opportunities to ride. Get out, do some riding, ride safe, and I will see you out there.
All right, let's try to not get ran over by a cow today. Hopefully the bigger bike is more intimidating. After getting ran over by a cow, it scared the crap out of me. Come on, Bessie. Move it. Check my rearview mirrors, make sure no cows are coming. Oy, I hate that. A cow looked at me and started moving down towards the road. Oy!